Hello, and welcome to Sleep Stories for Adults, where I tell you relaxing tales to help you drift off to dreamland. I'm here to guide you through a peaceful and soothing bedtime experience. Today's story is called The Magic Forest, and it's about a young girl who discovers a hidden world of wonder and enchantment in the woods behind her house. This story is inspired by the classic fairy tales of Hans Christian Andersen, the Brothers Grimm, and other folklorists who created timeless stories of magic and adventure. Before we begin, I want you to get comfortable in your bed. Find a position that feels good for you and relax your body and mind. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Feel the tension melt away from your muscles and let go of any worries or thoughts that might keep you awake. Just focus on my voice and the sound of the gentle music in the background. Now, let's begin our story. Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Lily who lived in a small town near a forest. She loved to explore the woods with her dog Max and look for animals, flowers, and mushrooms. She had a vivid imagination and often pretended that she was a princess, a knight, or a fairy in a magical kingdom. One day, as she was walking through the forest with Max, she noticed something strange. There was a large oak tree that she had never seen before. It had a thick trunk and branches that spread out like an umbrella. The leaves were green and shiny, and there were acorns scattered on the ground. Lily was curious about the tree and decided to take a closer look. She walked towards it and saw that there was a small hole at the base of the trunk. It looked like an entrance to a secret tunnel. She wondered what was inside, and if there were any animals or treasures hidden there. She bent down and peered into the hole. It was dark and mysterious, but she could see a faint light at the end of it. She felt a surge of excitement and wanted to explore it. She called Max to follow her and crawled into the hole. She felt the earth around her, cool and moist. She smelled the scent of moss and wood. She heard the sound of her own breathing and Max's panting behind her. She crawled deeper into the tunnel until she reached the light. She gasped in awe as she emerged from the hole. She found herself in a different world. A world of magic. She saw a forest that was unlike any she had ever seen before. The trees were tall and majestic, with leaves of different colors: red, yellow, orange, purple, blue. The flowers were bright and fragrant, with shapes of stars, hearts, bells, and butterflies. The grass was soft and lush, with dewdrops that sparkled like diamonds. She saw animals that were friendly and playful, with features of different creatures. Birds with fish tails, rabbits with wings, squirrels with horns. They came up to her and nuzzled her hand or licked her face. They made sounds of laughter or singing. She saw fairies that were beautiful and graceful with wings of light or fire. They flew around her and sprinkled her with fairy dust. They spoke to her in a language that she could understand. They said, "Welcome to the magic forest, Lily. We've been waiting for you." Lily was amazed by everything she saw. She felt like she had entered a dream come true. She asked, "Who are you? How do you know my name?" The fairies smiled at her kindly. They said, "We are the guardians of this forest. We know your name because we know your heart. You have a pure and innocent soul, full of wonder and joy. You are one of us." Lily felt happy and honored by their words. She said, "Thank you for inviting me to your forest. It's so beautiful here." The fairies said, "You're welcome here anytime you want. This forest is your home too." They invited her to join them in their activities, dancing on the flowers, riding on the animals, playing games with the acorns. Lily agreed eagerly and followed them happily. She had so much fun in the magic forest that she lost track of time. She didn't notice that the sun was setting behind the trees. She didn't notice that Max was getting restless by her side. She didn't notice that her parents were calling her name from outside the tunnel. She only noticed when one of the fairies said, "Lily, it's time to go home." Lily looked around and realized that it was getting dark. She said, "Go? Where?" The fairy said, "Back to your world. You can't stay here forever. You have a family and a life there. You have to go back." Lily felt sad and confused. She said, "But I don't want to go back. I want to stay here with you. This is my home too." The fairy said, "We understand how you feel, Lily. We feel the same way about you. But you can't live in both worlds. You have to choose one." Lily said, "But how can I choose? I love both worlds. I love both of you." The fairy said, "You don't have to choose right now. You can come back here anytime you want. Just crawl into the hole and we'll be here waiting for you. But you have to go back now. Your parents are worried about you. They love you too." Lily looked at the fairy and saw the truth in her eyes. She knew that she had to go back. She said, "Okay, I'll go back, but promise me that you'll always be here for me." The fairy said, "We promise, Lily. We'll always be here for you." She hugged the fairy and said goodbye. She called Max and crawled back into the hole. She returned to her world and found her parents waiting for her. They hugged her and asked her where she had been. She told them that she had been in the magic forest with the fairies and the animals. They didn't believe her and thought that she had made up a story. They scolded her for being late and told her to go to bed. She obeyed them and went to her room. She lay down on her bed and closed her eyes. She thought about the magic forest and the fairies. She smiled and felt a warm glow in her heart. She knew they were real and that they loved her. She knew that she would see them again soon. She drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the magic forest. I hope you enjoyed this story and that it helped you relax and fall asleep. Thank you for listening to Sleep Stories, and I'll see you next time with another relaxing tale to drift off to dreamland. Good night and sweet dreams.